Glad to know you're still with us. You're watching Business Edge. Phillips Consulting's Talent Management Report, based on insights from 512 professionals across 9 key sectors, shows how artificial intelligence is reshaping Nigeria's talent ecosystem. Professional services lead in AI-powered recruitment and learning, but adoption remains slow in performance management due to skills shortages, data privacy concerns, and weak infrastructure. While AI boosts efficiency, many employees still worry about job displacement even as optimism grows. The report calls for urgent investment in upskilling, modernization of HR processes, and stronger policies on digital education and regulation. To unpack this, I am joined by Phillips Consulting Senior Consultant Tracy Afolabi-Johnson. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Ebon. Nice to be here.
Same here. All right. So let's begin by asking you what stood out for you in that particular report. I mean, that's a report that sort of focused on over 500, surveys or samples.
Yes. Okay, so usually at Phillips Consulting, we always research trends that are shaping Nigeria's talent landscape. And this year, we decided to focus on artificial intelligence and to understand how it's reshaping talent management strategies in Nigeria's workforce. And I mean, the discoveries, it's filled with lots of insights. I mean, we carried out the research across different sectors: education, oil and gas, healthcare, and the results and the information that we got, very rich. We found out that right now, employees are currently leveraging the opportunity that AI presents to them. It stood out for us also, knowing that people don't really see it as a risk per se, but they see it as an opportunity that they can leverage to drive sustainability in their organizations.
Right, talking about AI, there is also this concern that it's making us, weaker, maybe our brains, we don't think as much as we used to. We rely on AI for a lot of things. I don't know if you also found, anything in that regard in your report. Is this something we should be afraid of?
No, actually, the truth is AI has come to help us become more efficient with our work. So usually those routine tasks that you get to do with work, AI has helped take that away, and it helps us become more strategic, focus on the real strategic parts of the business. So it doesn't take away that part at all, no. It helps us become more strategic and focus on the important parts of the business.
Right, so let's talk about professional services. It's leading, and why is that?
Okay, so you know that the professional service sector is a knowledge-based sector. It's driven by knowledge and skills. I mean, there we know that people are critical to the success of this sector, and we need to do things that can help us deliver services faster, make us more efficient. For example, at Phillips Consulting, we get to deploy the use of AI tools when we get to recruit for our different clients across different sectors. So we can deliver value, and we can deliver value in good time. Same for learning. We need to ensure that knowledge is at our fingertips because we're selling knowledge. We're selling these services to our clients. So we see how people have embedded AI in their learning and development practices so that they can create that learning journey for all their employees. So for this sector to remain at the cutting edge, because there's lots of competition there, AI has been invested greatly in recruitment and learning and development.
All right, so looking at all the sectors, what sectors do you think, we probably need to embrace AI some more?
I think all the sectors, this is the field, this is the world of work now. All the sectors, oil and gas, you need to embrace AI. Education.
Maybe also help us understand, how this works, how it enhances what we're doing in these various fields.
Okay, so I'll give an example. For example, as HR leaders, right, we get to recruit employees. We also get to create that kind of onboarding experience for them. So you can get to use AI to help you hasten your process. AI can help you to screen candidates faster, shortlist candidates faster, while you can get to connect with the people, give them the feedback that they require, create that employee experience, right? So that's how AI gets to help you focus on the strategic part of the business. While the technology part that has to do with data, the routine part, AI takes that away.
Interesting. So what challenges do you see in adoption so far?
One of the major challenges that we got from the reports that we deployed, one of the challenge is investments. Businesses have not started investing heavily in using AI. So that's one challenge. Another challenge also is data privacy. That's where our government has to come in, policymakers have to come in, because it was a top risk and concern that was raised across all the sectors, the data privacy. But once we have the right policies in place, that is going to be sorted also. Once the government can put in the right regulation, set guardrails against the use of AI, that's going to solve that problem.
All right, so apart from, governments putting in place some regulations to sort of address data privacy issues, could you talk to us about, what more can be done to adopt AI and ensure that, it sort of helps us get the, world of work better?
Yeah, so something that can be done also is investing in data literacy. when we look at the rural areas, we can invest in digital literacy there. That's something that Nigeria can actually leverage. And then we can also look at the educational curriculum also, invest in digital skills. You know, how can we ensure that our schools have digital skills, literacy embedded in their curriculum? How can we ensure that vocational programs also have digital literacy embedded in the curriculum? When we do that, we can ensure that the workforce is prepared for the world of AI.
Okay, so the fear of many employees, job displacement. Yes, let's talk about it. Is it really a thing?
Okay, the fear is actually real. So in our reports, we also researched the oil and gas sector, and we had about 24% that said that they are scared that AI would replace jobs. But again, we found out that 72% said that AI is actually an opportunity for them to leverage. So is the fear real? Yes, but the truth is AI cannot replace our jobs. There's a research that was done by World Economic Forum that said that 95% jobs are going to be brought in through AI. So instead of that fear coming in, I think it's best that employees think of how they can upskill, unlearn what you knew before, start upskilling. Organizations can help employees transition and then upskill, learning how to use these skills.
So what are the skills that, maybe a lot of us should begin to pay attention to so we don't fade away?
Okay, so beyond the AI skills, knowing how to use the prompt, knowing how to use the tools, they're actually soft skills that you should actually know how to use when it comes to using AI. Critical thinking is very important. AI cannot take that part from you, how to think critically, creative thinking.
But there are people who just stop at the point where AI stops. They don't sort of, critique and, put some human touch. And that's something that scares me, especially when you look at, where I am, my sector or my field, which is journalism, media, or whatever you want to call it, At the end of the day, you see some write-ups and you're like, this lacks humanity. It lacks emotion. It doesn't have, it's just so technical.
Yes. So that's why we said that AI cannot replace that creative. Like you notice that some of the things that you get to see, that this is AI written. That's why that human touch is very, very important. If I even bring it home, for example, you have to bring in, you want to create a great experience for your employees. You find out that your employees they're not happy in the organization. AI has helped you get that data. But it now takes the human to engage the employees, to build that trust. Even the documents that we get to see, that we get to send out, that human touch is very important. So it can't take away the critical thinking. It's not possible.
That's quite interesting. So what do you leave us with today?
Okay, so there's this quote that I'm just going to quickly read that my chairman wrote, Mr. Phillips. Says AI won't replace talent, it will redefine it. It will redefine what people must become. I believe that the winners of tomorrow are not those with more data, but those with more adaptability. Adaptability will become the new currency of talent. So how adaptable are you? The truth is, the world of work is changing. So we need to be adaptable. We need to know how to evolve with the change. And that's what I'm leaving us with today. Things will keep on evolving. Before it was technology, it was the internet, age of the internet, but now this is the world of AI. So we need to learn how to unlearn what we knew before, be ready to take on new skills and be adaptable in this new world of work.
We can even make it very simple. There was a time it was typewriters, and then we moved on to, some other things. So new things will always come. I think we should always just be prepared, be ready. And this is good because it makes things easier at the end of the day. Just do not forget that human part, the empathy, and, some other things that will make it more human and all that.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.